been brought up now because Ms. Rodriguez clearly stated, "Oh, I don't want her around my daughter now."
Well, why would I when she kicked all her clothes out and threw glitter on it on June 24th along with your items?
Was she there?
Okay,
Was the
here we
daughter
go
there?
again.
No.
Boy, did I tell you, Ms. Rodriguez, that you could not interrupt us whenever the hell you wanted, and you just
He
did.
can?
No, you don't get to. I'm trying to keep this civil, and it's not. And then you're now smirking or smiling or something like this is a joke. It's
So do
not.
you want me to frown or what would you like?
Yes,
'Cause-
that would probably be more appropriate than
Oh.
smiling. Yes. It
Okay.
seems like a joke
Judge,
now.
Judge Madrigal,
No, I'm not ready.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll start with Ms. Rodriguez.
Okay.
Morning, Ms. Rodriguez. Can you please state your name?
Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Please state the name of your child.
Livia Rodriguez.
Who's the father of the child?
Agustin Campos.
What's your relationship with him like?
No relationship. We just have a child together.
What's his relationship like with his daughter?
No comment. I don't know.
Okay. So in the prior order, we said some
They have visits.
I'm sorry, you said something, Ms. Rodriguez, or you did not?
No,
You followed it up with something. I didn't hear what it was.
I didn't say anything when he asked what the relationship with the child was. I answered, and after that, I didn't say anything.
Okay, well, I heard mumbling of some kind. Okay, Mr. Aziz,
can I
Yes,
say something or no?
you have an objection already, Mr. Campos? What?
Yeah, just real quick. Just when we were at court last, I was a great father. I was, a bunch of different stuff.
Okay, you're
Your Honor, I'll be asking him the same questions he can
Okay.
answer.
just, you're gonna remember to tell me all that. So right now,
Okay.
that's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
an objection that she testified differently. You'll tell me in a minute under your side.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, in my opening statement, I indicated you were requesting the sole managing observership. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're also requesting the geographic restriction in the state of Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who does the child live with?
Me.
Who makes the day-to-day decisions regarding the child?
Me.
How involved is Mr. Campos in these decisions?
Which decisions?
In general, ma'am.
None.
Have you spoken to him about have you tried to solicit his input?
Yes, he has been, I guess, invited to hospital visits. He doesn't show. He was invited to open house at daycare, didn't show. He's been invited to pay invoices at daycare, doesn't acknowledge anything. So he's more than welcome to, he just doesn't.
What was the last communication you had with Mr. Campos?
Let me stop you, Mr. Aziz. There's a lawyer in the waiting room that I think I recognize there as a lawyer. So Ms. Alvarez, do you want to deal with that?
Yes, Your Honor. Give me one.
Thank you. It's for a 1030 case, I think, yeah.
Good morning, Miss Peach. I'm gonna go ahead and send you a pop-up to it's gonna appear on your screen. If you can just go ahead and click join, and then they're gonna be with you shortly.
Okay, I wanted to let you know that Cliff is not going to be here today. We sent an email to Evan. We filed a motion to consolidate and consolidated this into a divorce.
Miss Peach, everything
Yeah.
we're live streaming on YouTube
Yeah.
right now.
Yes, there's a hearing happening right now, Miss Peach. So I'm just gonna transfer you over to a breakout room, and then
Thank
I'll
you.
let one of the attorneys know to join you in that breakout
Thank
room.
Thank you, Ms. Peach.
Sorry, Judge.
No problem, Ms. Peach. I only have one courtroom for everybody to come through.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, why are you requesting the expansion of the geographic restriction to the state of Texas?
I have a job opportunity in San Antonio.
What's the nature of this opportunity?
Just promotion.
Okay. Do you have any other ties to San Antonio?
All of my family is out there.
And how likely is this promotion?
I'm pretty sure if I accept it, I can.
Okay,
start
so
immediately.
it has been offered.
Yes, I got an
Okay.
I got an offering letter.
If you were to accept the promotion, when would it begin?
Within a month.
Within a month. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. So Ms. Rodriguez,
Buckle up, guys. Today we step into a courtroom where tension hits from the very beginning. The judge shuts down interruptions as Ms. Rodriguez is called out for her attitude and smirking reactions. What starts as a custody hearing quickly turns into a battle over respect, discipline, and credibility in front of the court.
Regarding your request for visitation schedule, can you please explain to the court why you're requesting the location for the exchange of the visits be changed to the Cal Police Department?
Because as of the last court hearing that we had, his first visit, which we all agreed upon, would be the Father's Day weekend. In the temporary orders, it does show that he's supposed to have somebody drive him. He showed up June 15th after Father's Day, driving himself. This last visit, when he returned my daughter August 3rd, he showed up with no car seat for our 1-year-old. There was yelling, there was shouting, so the police got involved, and I made a police report.
What was the result of that? When the cops arrived, what happened?
I made a report, and then I was told to follow up with CPS.
Did you?
Yes.
And then what happened?
Just an investigation.
Let's see here. Why are you requesting the prohibition against Mr. Campos consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs during and up to 24 hours prior to a visit?
To my knowledge, at the end of July, he was involved in an assault that had nothing to do with me, but he was involved in assault that resulted because of him being intoxicated. In the past, he's had an ankle monitor that involved his sobriety, and he also has, I believe, 3 DWIs.
You're also requesting the 24 hours notice provision. Can you please explain to the court why?
Yes, June 21st was his weekend, 1st, 3rd, 5th weekend. June 21st was his weekend. He waited until 3:30 that same day to let me know he had a family emergency, but it wasn't an emergency. He went to a concert in Houston. June 28th, I did agree to allow Olivia to go with him. I've been told I'm bitter and I keep the baby, so I didn't have any plans that day. So yes, he asked, and I did allow him to take her for the day. When it was time to give her back, I believe in the temporary court orders, the judge signed off that his paramour is not allowed to be with the child unsupervised. I have video recordings of Mr. Campos leaving my daughter there and driving off. When I knocked on the door to get my child back, she refused to open the door, so I had to call the police. So there was a police report made for that, and somehow Mr. Campos ended up being arrested on June 29th. July 5th was his weekend because it was considered the first weekend of the month. I did reach out and ask to make sure he was going to show up to our designated area. That was the weekend of the Texas floods. So I drove from San Marcos down to Buda regardless. I didn't hear from him, but I still showed up. I got no response back. Turns out Mr. Campos was, I guess, on a 4th of July vacation and couldn't inform me of it. And then August 3rd ended up being where he showed up with no car seat for our child. Had her in the back seat. So I prefer everything, instead of me having to call the police, we can just already be at a police department.
Do you have any fears regarding Mr. Campos of threats, violence, harassment, stalking?
Yes, Mr. Campos was arrested at the end of May for stalking harassment. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think that might have been why he got arrested on the 29th, because he decided to show up.
For stalking and harassment to who?
To me.
Okay. Are there any other such incidents you'd like to bring to the court's attention?
Other than we had court, early June 12th, I believe. I never received insurance. I asked several times. July 13th, I took a screenshot. I asked again. I needed the insurance. So By August 1st, I had her on my own insurance. I barely received insurance maybe last week, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the week before, but June 16th, I reached out to Mr. Campos to let him know that I was having to go to the emergency room with our child, and he claimed that he was at work.
To the courtroom shifts into core custody arguments as the mother claims full control over day-to-day decisions and limited involvement from the father. Things escalate when Mr. Rodriguez requests relocation to Texas due to a job opportunity in San Antonio. Family ties, promotion prospects, and stability quickly become the center of a heated custody dispute. The judge presses for details on timing and credibility.
But the girlfriend did inform me that he actually got fired, so he was there all day with her. June 18th, I had to take her to after hours visit. I reached out to let Mr. Campos know. He said he was at work, but again, the girlfriend confirmed where he was, what he was doing all day. He was off the whole week because he had gotten fired. I'm asking for her to just get on Medicaid at this point, because at least I know she'll have coverage versus Mr. Campos coming and going with these jobs, because it takes 30 days to get insurance. And with a child, you never know what's going to happen with her.
What is the cost of your health insurance plan?
If I'm not mistaken, they charge $115 weekly, because we get paid weekly. So it's $115 a week, I believe.
Per week?
Yes, sir. But that's because they do cover our insurance, but adding a dependent on there, that's when it goes up.
Is that 115 per week amount solely for the child?
Yes, for dependents, but it doesn't matter if I put one or two, it's just flat 115.
If
Okay.
they didn't have the child, do they charge you anything at all?
For the child, yes, I did. I had to
No,
put
no,
her.
if you didn't have the child on
Oh,
there, would they
no,
charge
if I'm not
you for your-
mistaken, no, my company pays for our insurance. For our health insurance, we just have to pay an extra couple dollars for dental, vision, and life insurance.
Does this 115 cover all that, dental, vision, and life?
No, I believe it's gonna be an additional $12 for her dental for the month.
They don't take it out weekly like they do the medical?
Yes, ma'am, but then again, it's $12 a month, but divided weekly.
But that's a separate line item from the 115 a week for the medical.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not including vision. The law doesn't let me have him paid for vision, but just medical and dental.
I'm not too sure about vision, to be honest. I didn't see it as a line item on there.
Okay.
Ms. Rodriguez, why are you requesting that romantic partners of Mr. Campos, why are you requesting the presence of a third party? Should there be romantic partners of Mr. Campos around the child?
Well, the judge signed off on it last time, and it sort of worked in a sense of, I just don't agree that my child should see Mr. Campos and I, and then he take her to another paramour, however you want to call it. She gets upset at the wrong person, in my opinion. She gets upset that Mr. Campos does her wrong, and she takes it out on me, and I don't feel comfortable I don't feel comfortable, 1,000%. She's made comments in regards to my daughter. When she's upset, she takes it out on my daughter via text message, and I have all that proof as well. I tried co-parenting her. I will admit to that. I tried as far as, yes, there was a time where we tried communicating fairly, and we tried communicating civil, and that was fine and dandy, but it's always when Mr. Campos does something wrong, she likes to take it out on myself. And lately she's been making comments in regards to my daughter, and I just don't appreciate it or feel comfortable with it.
Do you have any concerns about threats, violence, harassment, stalking from this individual?
No.
Okay. Do you have any other family violence or domestic violence concerns you'd like the court to know?
Other than on August 3rd, when Mr. Campos was following my my three kids and I to the vehicle, questioning who was I with. I put two and two together, realizing there's no way that he kept yelling if I had a car seat. Yes, all vehicles that we have car seats. I don't know why he thought I didn't have one. The police took a picture of the car seat that I have. But I put two and two together because I know his truck was repoed and the car seat was in there. So then I realized either he had to purchase a new car seat or there's no car seat. So I did go back to confirm that vehicle had no car seat. And when I did that, his brother, who was the driver, came out yelling, just yelling and being extremely vulgar with his words.
The focus shifts to visitation chaos as the mother describes failed exchanges, missing car seats, and escalating arguments during handovers. Police involvement is mentioned after unsafe conditions during visits. She argues that exchanges have become unpredictable, pushing for a controlled police station drop-off for safety.
With my children around. Other than that, I mean, no other family violence with that.
Is there anything else that you'd like the court to know?
No, other than Mr. Campos is the one that picked and agreed with first, third, fifth weekend. He missed more than half of them on his own. All really I want is for him to stop making the final decision of where I can live, who I can have my child around, when he pays child support, whenever it's convenient for him. That's about it.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, before we go to Mr. Campos, here we go again. I've got another person in the waiting room that might come in late. So Ms. Alvarez, if you'll take care of that.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll call Mr. Campos. Good morning, Mr. Campos. Could you please state your name?
Good morning. My name is Agustin Campos.
Please state the name of your child.
Olivia Rodriguez.
Who is the mother of the child?
Elizabeth Rodriguez.
What's your relationship with her like?
Non-existent.
What's your relationship like with your daughter?
Lovely. It's great relationship. Last time we were here, Liz was preaching to the top of the mountains that I was a good dad, and here we are a couple months later. It's not the same. I have videos, I have proof, I have pictures, I have everything that Olivia loves me, and we get along great. Ms. Rodriguez's basis the fact of of course she's with Ms. Rodriguez 24/7, and of course when it's time for her to give her to me, she does get upset. Of course, she doesn't want to leave her mom, who she's with 24/7, and she cries for a minute or two. But I always call her, FaceTime her right after, message her, and I'm like, she's fine, and we have no issue. She's never cried with me just randomly. She's never had issues. I've never had to call Miss Rodriguez to calm her down. She is great. She gets along great with me and my girlfriend. She's great. She is the happiest baby when she's with us. Ms. Rodriguez couldn't tell you otherwise.
Thank you, sir. Now, you're requesting a joint managing conservatorship and the geographic restriction on Ms. Rodriguez to Hayes and surrounding counties. That was ordered in the temporary order. You're requesting that to continue. Is that correct?
Yes. Once again, just 2 months ago, I could be the joint conservatorship. She's mad. There's more underlying things to this case. Who I'm not going to bring up. I'm not going to bring out. She's upset at other things and just taking it out on this, which is clear as day. Clear as day. Just last time we were here, Judge Madrigal, she was all about it. She was all about this and that, and now she's upset that I've cut a lot of things off with her, and she doesn't like it. It's not fair to my relationship or anything like that. Doesn't make sense to me. And then her trying to move to San Antonio, Mrs. Rodriguez, this is her third job here in the past year and a half. She got fired from ABC. She went to another job, got let go from there, is at another job now, is at another job now. And she wants to move to San Antonio. She doesn't, she was at ABC for a long time. She went from ABC to another job, and now she's at another job.
Can I say something, please?
No,
Go ahead.
no, you
Sure.
get to talk
Okay.
after he finishes. Let him
That's
tell a
fine.
story. He didn't
Okay,
interrupt you or didn't let him.
this is her third job. She can't hold a job. I've been in the electrical field for 20 years. For 20 years, I've on my own have switched jobs. Mrs. Rodriguez reaches out to my girlfriend all the time, constantly harasses her, and my girlfriend tells her things just to make her mad. I could bring check stubs, everything. I I have a job. I always have a job. I'm not like Miss Rodriguez. I have a trade. I have a craft. I'm good at what I do. I'm known for what I do. I'm a good electrician. She's, in the past 20 years, I've been without work 2 times, and those are all voluntary. Every single one of them have been voluntary. And then when I switch from one job to another, it takes AG a little while to catch up. So I get that 100%, but I don't feel like Mrs. Rodriguez should be allowed to go to San Antonio. No, not she could go, but
Sir, your internet.
He froze. Let's see if he unfreezes or he gets bumped out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. My other phone got hot and it just turned off on me, but I'm good now.
We recognize you froze, and so we waited. We haven't done a thing without you. Waited
That's
for you
fine.
back.
So, like I was,
Hold on, Miss Alvarez, if you'll just rename him for me, that'll help. And we'll
Yes, Your Honor.
continue answering a question, Mr. Augustine. Campos.
yeah. Like I said, Miss Rodriguez, she hasn't held a steady job either. She doesn't know what she's doing. I've literally have I, I've held the same job for 20 years. It's just the last. I left 2 places voluntarily, and Mrs. Rodriguez wants to say I'm fired. She has no clue. She just goes off of hearsay. She has no proof of anything. Anything that comes out of her mouth is hearsay. That's all she'll say. Oh, I heard. Oh, someone told me. She
Mr.
has no
Campos,
solid.
could you please just answer the question asked?
Okay, I answered it.
Thank
Did you not
sir.
get that answer?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, now with respect to visitation, it's my understanding you're requesting a week off, week on schedule. Is that correct?
Yes.
And please explain to the
More serious allegations enter the courtroom as concerns about intoxication, past arrests, DWIs, and a C-Peace investigation are brought up. The mother claims these incidents directly affect the child's safety during visitation. She pushes for stricter rules, including sobriety requirements and 24-hour notice, arguing repeated instability makes normal co-parenting impossible.
court why you're asking for this.
Why am I asking for that? Because you're literally giving me 24 hours twice a month and maybe 3 times a month. There's no reason why I can't have. Should I elaborate, or you just want the answer?
Carry on, sir.
Okay. You let me know if it's running too long. I have, why can I have my daughter more? I don't have an issue with my baby. She's. Why can't I get more time? Why am I only 24 hours twice a week, 3 times a week? There's nothing. I can get my kid that amount of time. I can adjust for that. I can have her. I have ways to get her to her daycare. I have her own daycare. I could take her to daycare. I can do everything. I have everything at my disposal. I don't see why I can't have her 50-50.
Do you have access to private health insurance that you can place the child on?
She's been on my health insurance. Liz has everything. She has the medical, she has the dental, she has the vision, she has the hearing, she has the whole 9. She has every single part imaginable. And it's been prorated back to when she was born.
Have you provided that documentation to Ms. Rodriguez as required by the court order?
Yes.
Sir? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now regarding the May 2024 incident Ms. Rodriguez testified to that resulted in family violence charges and a temporary protective order, what's your side of the story on that, sir?
I can't tell you that. I'm not supposed to speak on that.
Okay.
All right, Judge Madrigal, you told me not to talk about it, right?
This is the first time I heard this time about a protective order, Mr. Asif. I hadn't heard that yet this time.
It was discussed at the last hearing, Your Honor. There was a temporary protective.
I don't remember all the details. I have too many cases. You have the right against self-incrimination, so you can answer questions as you like, or if you take the fifth, if you don't want to. That's what I can tell you. So, Mr.
Yeah,
Asif,
it's just allegations that
hold
family.
Hold on, Mr. Campos.
Oh,
Mr.
sorry.
Asif, if you want to tell me any more about the protective order I'm not sure I understood what you were referring to. So without putting more evidence on it through Ms. Rodriguez, I'm going to have you not ask Mr. Campos about it.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Regarding then the incidents that I want to go through these incidents sequentially, Mr. Campos, that Ms. Rodriguez testified to. I want to get your side of the story.
Okay.
All right. So regarding the June 16th incident, she testified that you didn't appear at the hospital during some medical emergency. What's your side of the story, sir?
I was at work. June 16th at what time? What time was it?
We were there like at 5 in the morning.
Ms. Rodriguez, but one at a time. Ms. Rodriguez, just it's Mr. Campos' turn to talk.
At the time I was starting work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I would get up 4:30 to late to 5, 6 o'clock. So I was at work. You need documentation, I can provide it.
Thank you, sir. Regarding the 6/18, Ms. Rodriguez testified that you didn't appear for a visit on June 18th. What's your side of the story on that, sir?
June 18th.
No, sorry.
You got to give it a little bit more details. You're just
Okay.
Can I clarify? I'm sorry.
Well, just in general, sir, she testified that you did not appear. Mr. Campos, are you there, sir?
I'm right here.
Just in general, she's testified that you failed to make appearances at certain visits. What's your side of the story on that?
I work. That's my thing. I work.
Okay. Now, regarding the August 2nd incident she testified to, where there was a CPS was called, there was an investigation into for child endangerment. What's your side of the story on that, sir?
I handed the baby to Ms. Rodriguez. I asked her about a car seat, and when I looked at her, that was a Sunday. I have pictures, proof. Was she at Sunday Fun Day that day? Her eyes were bloodshot, and I asked her, "Where's the car seat?" She kind of looked kind of weird, and she started walking towards her car, and I was like, "Do you have a car?" She was like, "You look drunk." I told Mr. Rodriguez, "You look drunk," and then she got mad, and she goes, "Where's your car seat?" It was in the truck. I had moved it to the front seat. She proceeded to go over to my brother's truck and open my brother's truck without my brother allowing to. That's my brother's property. She went over there and just opened the trunk for no reason and started recording my brother and all that. And of course, my brother got mad. It's not like it was just unprovoked. She went over there.
The tension escalates further as the mother raises stalking allegations, missed medical visits, and insurance issues affecting the child's health care. She describes inconsistent communication and claims she often has to handle emergencies alone. Financial and medical responsibility becomes a major point of conflict, adding weight to her argument about instability and lack of cooperation.
She had been drinking that day. I'm willing to promise that she had been drinking that day. She had been drinking that day, and I asked her clearly, and she didn't say yes or no, but she got mad when I said that, then asked me for my car seat, went over and opened my brother's door because my brother was dropping us off, and my brother was dropping us off because I'm not allowed to drive. And that's what happened that day. She opened my brother's truck without my brother allowing it to, which is, that's not, you're not supposed to touch anybody else's property. That's against the law to do that.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a driver's license at this time?
No, sir.
Have you been making efforts to obtain a driver's license?
Yes, through a hardship, but no, my license will be reinstated in January. And I have my dad will take me from here on out. My brother, I was having my brother do it, but since she went over there and started acting crazy with my brother, my dad's going to do it now. I have people to take me and pick me up.
Thank you, sir. And just to clarify, have you purchased a car seat for the child?
I've had the same car seat since my 3-year-old son has been born. It's the same one. The truck that me and her had together, I let it get repoed. I cleaned it out. I will, if the court wants me to, I will get an itemized list of what was left inside of the truck because repos do that, and there will not be a car seat in there. I took the car seat. I've had the same car seat. It has not changed. Same stains, same pictures, same everything. I still have the same car seat.
Thank you, sir. Do you have any fears of threats, violence, harassment, or stalking from Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, she's shown up at my girlfriend's house. She's attacked my girlfriend. I have videos of that. She's shown up randomly. She's shown up to where we were at and has stated, "I'm outside till pussy ass girlfriend to show up, to come outside. I have text messages. I have everything. But since Miss Rodriguez has an existing case on me, she's allowed to do that because we have to coexist because of the baby. They won't press charges on it till my charges are addressed, and then they will address Mrs. Rodriguez's charges.
And how did you come to be aware of this?
How did I kind of be aware of what?
What you just testified to.
Because
Who told that they can't address her charges until they address yours.
There's some other charges that are happening behind the scenes, and we've tried to address her. I have videos of her showing up to my girlfriend's house trying to fight her on 2 different occasions. And can I address one more thing right now, or are we just still on this?
Just answer the question, sir, and then
Okay, well, we tried to press
address whatever
charges
you'd
on her,
like.
and they said we tried to press charges on her, and they said to wait till my charges are addressed, see where that goes, and then we'll address Mrs. Rodriguez's charges.
Okay. And who told you that? Was it law
At
enforcement?
APD.
It was,
Yes,
okay.
a detective with APD. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. What is the cost of your health insurance?
I told you that last time. I don't have it off the top of my head. It's
The order that I reviewed in the temporary order says that his cost is $156 for medical and $9 for dental. That was in the court order. Do you dispute that, Mr. Campos?
no, I don't dispute that.
Are you still are you making the same income that you made back
Yes.
at the time of the temporary order, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's it was determined to be $6,931.06 per month before taxes.
$39.99.
Okay. $39.99. All right. 693.
Right?
Wait,
What?
The temporary order's finding is oh no, let's see here.
Yeah, because then you included the takeoff of the insurance and all of that stuff, and then the 3% that they take from my check for my union dues, and then my union dues.
Yes, sir. I was going to ask you about that as well. I was going to ask you to confirm the union dues of $55
a month.
a month. Yes.
Yeah, and then they take 5% of my check they take.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's see here. Are you comfortable with your contact information being in the court order? Are you comfortable, Ms. Rodriguez, knowing your phone, your email, your physical address?
I mean, she already knows it, but no, I'm not comfortable with her knowing anything.
Would you like for that to be kept confidential in the court order, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And if the confidentiality is granted, are you able to communicate? Would you be okay with communicating with Ms. Rodriguez via the use of a third-party app?
Yeah, she writes me. She just wrote me 2 days ago in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, randomly.
Thank you, sir.
For what? I don't know. Ask her.
All right.
how did she communicate with you? By email or by the app or by text or what?
Just
She-
by
by
text.
She always writes me. Always writes me. Text
All
message
y'all
middle
have
of
is
the night.
text? Is that the only way you communicate, Mr. Campos?
No, I could communicate. However, text, email, carrier pigeon, however it may be.
No, I'm asking you what's happened, not what you think
Oh,
can happen.
both.
What has been
Everything.
happening?
Everything, Your Honor, everything. She broke the ice because I had blocked her. She broke the ice by emailing me, and then we started emailing little by little, and then she started texting me, and that's how it was.
Okay.
And this has been Ms. Rodriguez reaching out to me. If Ms. Rodriguez thinks it's otherwise, she could state so right now. I have the proof of that.
No, you don't get to give her permission. I'm going to finish with you first before I go back to her.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you're saying you blocked her on your cell phone?
Yeah, on the 28th, when she lied when she said I have no idea why he went to jail the 28th was because she filed charges on me for reaching out to her and stuff like that. So she knows exactly what happened. So she lied under oath saying, I don't know what happened. Ms. Rodriguez knows exactly what happened. So I blocked her that day. And that's why I missed the July one, because I was unsure if I was able to get my daughter or not. Because she goes on about life like nothing. She presses charges on me. She does all these things. And then she goes on about life. She can still.
The father strongly defends himself, denying allegations and claiming stable work and ability to provide. His statements directly clash with claims about missed visits and safety concerns. The hearing ends with a clear credibility conflict between both parents and no resolution in sight. Both sides remain firm in their versions of events. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.